Well, it looks like the comeback kids do it again, and this time they come out victorious to end 2025, and we're going into 2026 already. Can you believe it? I can't. I haven't even seen the time go by all year. It's the Curfew Boys. We're ending off 2025 with myself, Sammy, my cousin Chris, and fashionably late to the party, Anxious Anthony.
Wow, it's been a fucking while.
Hey now. Thanks everybody tuning in live on YouTube and Twitter, also known as X. It is the final post-game show of 2025, and the Canadiens end it in a way that we've been used to maybe for the last season, 2 seasons. We've called them the comeback kids for a freaking reason, but this time they come out victorious, especially compared to the previous night against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Before we get things started, folks, just want to thank you all for tuning in. Remind you all that you can follow the Curfew Boys on social media such as Instagram, TikTok, and what else we got? Twitter. Also Twitter, also known as X. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is absolutely free. Share this with your Habs fans, friends near and far. Celebrate the end of 2025 and the beginning of 2026 together with us. And we're going to take a moment to thank our sponsors. We're going to start with my boy Mike from Mike's Barbecue Rub and RDP. Honestly, creates his amazing barbecue spices for your meat, your vegetables, your fish, your chicken. Anything that could go on the grill, you got to try Mike's Barbecue Rub. He also uses those same spices to season his kettle cooked chips, which are absolutely amazing. Give my boy Mike some love on Instagram and TikTok. Visit his website, mikesbarbecuerub.com, for more information on his products. He ships anywhere and everywhere in Canada, and especially after a win tonight, folks, don't forget to rub your meat. Also, Les Délices Lafresnaye, a big thank you to them as our sponsors. Some of the best pastries in the Montreal area: cakes, cannolis, zeppelis during the San Josep holiday in the month of March. 6 locations: Rosemere, Brossard, Saint Julie, Montreal West, Pointe Claire, and our hometown, St. Leonard. Visit lesdeliceslafresnaye.com. You can follow them on Instagram. They have social media pages for almost all of their locations. Give them some love. Give them a follow. They are simply delicious, simplement délicieux. And last but not least, our boy Sunil from the famous Habs Cave, a great human being, a great member of the Montreal Canadiens community. I'm sure he enjoyed this victory tonight. Best content regarding Montreal Canadiens memorabilia. It's seriously the man cave for every Habs fan and sports fan out there. Give our boy Sunil some love on Instagram and TikTok. Happy New Year to Sunil and his family. And off to 2026. Boys, the Canadiens beat the Florida Panthers in overtime on the power play. Final score of 3-2, down to 0 with what?
4 minutes
not
left.
Even 4,
Five.
less than 5 minutes.
4. Sorry,
Just 4.5 minutes left, something like that. Wow, man. And you know what? So for the last couple of games, we've been praising, rightfully so, how Uri Slafkovsky and that line of Oliver Kapanen and Ivan Demidov have been literally carrying this team, but especially Uri Slafkovsky being the beast that he is. King Slovakia literally almost carried the team on his shoulders. Him on the attack, Lane Hudson on defense. We were all there wondering, like, when is Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield going to show up? You know, it looked like they've been snake bitten. A lot of people have been questioning, are they injured? Like, what's going on? Man, did they decide to wake up at the perfect time in this hockey game and to literally end off the year, man. What a goal by Cole Caulfield. Nick Suzuki seems to like beating This is actually Chris that mentioned it off air, but Nick Suzuki loves to beat the Florida Panthers in the last minute, tie the game, and then get the game winner. But no, man, they needed a win. This is a big 2 points. I got worried for a second. Like the first goal on the power play by Florida by Brad Marchand, I was thinking, okay, you know what? I didn't like the way Carrier played him, didn't play the body, but Marchand takes the puck, shoots it in the crowd. Sam Montembeault playing his first game back since being sent down to Laval for conditioning purpose. Not his fault. Second goal by Reinhardt, I thought Montembeault could have played that better, but on the overall, I really thought Montembeault had a good game, all things considered. I think the guys played well in front of him, and you know what? I think they probably had a little bit of more motivation to go get this win for him.
I think so too. I don't know if I want to get into this conversation again, but I don't know. I think bringing I look at it two ways here. Bringing back Monty after sending him down you could look at this at two ways, right? Because you're bringing him back at the end of the year against a good team like Florida. Either Hughes and Gorton are playing this smart, saying, hey, we sent him down just to wake up, get his confidence back. We're putting him back against Florida. Let's hope for a win this game, which we got. And I was hoping for a shutout, but we got the win for Monty. He played very well. Yes, besides that second goal, overall, he played a very, very, very good game. A smart GM, I think you look at it as putting him on the trade block now. Telling every other GM out there saying, hey, all he needed was confidence boost in the AHL. He's back. Look how he played tonight against a top team like Florida. Let's get some value. That's how I see it right now as a smart GM. If you want to get some value, it's now. Or maybe he has a confidence back, send back Fowler down for the rest of the season. We all said from the beginning that, yes, I'm happy that Fowler came back up, came to the NHL. He played fantastic, but I still don't think he's ready to be a full-time NHLer right now. I think a full season in the AHL this year to gain that experience, more confidence to come back next year as our number one, right? So that's what I'm hoping for, that we go that route. But that you never know what magic tricks that Hughes comes up with.
I still don't know what he's got planned, man.
Right now it's up in the air, this whole goalie situation. But ideally, I want Fowler to go back down for the rest of the season because we all saw, as fan base, saw that what he's capable of doing in the NHL. But is he ready for a full-time NHL season? No, in my opinion. Give him one more season down in the AHL. That's how I see it ideally. But we'll see what happens.
Chris?
I'm going to dig into the statement that you mentioned before. I'm just so happy with Nick Suzuki showing up and playing as a big-time captain moment. I wish the guys would have done it before 4.5 minutes remaining in the game. But nevertheless, character win. Brad Marchand, what a stupid play. I hope Mike Matheson is okay at this very moment in time. I'm very happy with the win, but he took a pretty solid elbow to the head. I look at the end of the day. The other thing too that's standing out, and that's a lot of fun as a Habs fan. I think this is the first time in my lifetime, at least, we're finally going into the new year. But I know the season's not done. But look at it now. Cole Caulfield is a point per game player. Nick Suzuki is above a point per game player. And if my calculations are correct, Lane Hudson is 1 point behind being a point per game player. And Ivan Demidov, I believe, has 33 and 39 as a rookie. These are insane numbers. Like we've never seen our boys in the Bleu Blanc Rouge putting up these types of numbers in terms of points. And like I said, it's early on. The season's not done, but if the trajectory maintains, like Lane Hudson had a lull and he's catching up. Demidov is picking up steam every single game. Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield. How many? I mean, you talk about that post, he got robbed by the post. He could have had 2 goals in this game.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
So there's any number of things, but just this points race, and I think Anthony, you want to say something to this, but it's
Yeah.
very exciting. It's a lot of fun.
But not only that, and you just hit the nail on the coffin there on seeing our boys at this stage of the season is amazing to see. For the first time in a long time, we're seeing a handful of players on the top of our game. Remember all the debates that we used to have, guys, with Joey, for example, like predictions of the season, who's going to hit 30 points, who's going to hit, and we always predicted 3, and at the end it was always 1, right? First time ever we're on path to see multiple players hitting those high point marks at the end of the season. But not only that, I don't know about you guys, maybe I'm wrong with my facts here, but I don't remember the last time the Habs ended the first half of this season on a high note. Usually we start off.
It's been a while. It's been a while, man.
We're going into 2026 being 4th in the league right now, fourth in our division, or in the Atlantic. Actually, with this win, we're actually probably 2nd place. But I know it's still early. I'm not jumping the gun. I'm not saying, maybe the second half is going to be a disaster. We don't know. But for the first time, we are ending the year, going into the new year, right? Top of the East. I've never seen that before in a long time. Well, I've seen it, but it's been a long time. Also, what we need to be careful, and I do got a job, guys. I just came on this episode to give a couple of points and wish all our fans a happy new year. But my last point before I let you guys go, we need to be careful in the month of January, because if you look at our fucking schedule, we are playing every second night and some back-to-backs.
Well, this December is pretty much 1 month down, another month to go.
January looks worse than December, though.
I think they play. Well, look, December. This is actually a very good record. Something that we were worried that would not happen. The Canadiens are 8 wins, 4 losses, and 3 overtime losses. 8, 4, and 3. Which is not bad at all. I was not expecting a record like that. So far, our worst month was the month of November. And even at that, the month of November, they got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got 5 wins. I think they got 5 wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 wins, 5 losses, and 1, 2. They're 5, 5, and 3. Real quick, I just glanced real quick. So that the month of November so far was their worst month. December, I mean, my God, so far this team is showing that a little bit. I don't want to say completely, but the more they play, the more they're on a momentum. As it seems,
yep.
It might sound a bit weird, but I mean, look, these are right now. This whole road trip, they have at least 1 point in every game. Pittsburgh, they lost in overtime. They beat Boston. They lost in shootout against Tampa Bay. They won tonight. That you know what I mean? Those are still 6 points out of a possible 8.
And they're
right
all
now.
character wins.
Yeah, they're especially these last 2.
All character points. Sorry.
Yeah, 1,000%. The game against Pittsburgh, they fought back a little bit. Boston, they completely took over that third period. But I think the difference tonight was finally a good second period. They did not get outplayed this second period compared to the Tampa Bay game. Montreal really tightened it up. They had some good chances. You know what I mean? My God, Texier almost scored. Caulfield, like Chris said, almost scored a few goals. Suzuki missed. Slav missed. Who else? Josh Anderson missed. You know what I mean? Like a lot of
Rosbar was our friend tonight.
I don't know why we make these backup goalies look like superstars every freaking time.
At one point, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? But anyways, on that note, guys, to all listeners out there, I know you're still watching. It's not the end of the episode. I'm just saying goodbye. I do got to go. I just want to thank all our friends and family our friends and family Curfew fans out there for all the love and support throughout these years, especially for 2025. We're going into 2026 strong. This team is amazing. Thanks for all your love and support. Keep supporting us. Boys, Happy New Year to your friends and family.
Yeah, Happy New Year too.
We'll talk tomorrow for sure. Man. But guys, continue this episode. Love you all. Thanks to all our fans who are
No,
supporting us. Right.
we ain't going anywhere, Ant. We'll stick around. We're sticking around.
Talk to you soon, guys.
Bye
Ciao,
now,
buddy.
Anthony.
Take care. Take care. See you. See you, dude.
Man.
Ciao. And that was Anthony. Apparently, just dined and dash. He had to share his thoughts real quick, and he's definitely not home. I was about to ask him on air, where the heck is he? He's definitely not home. He posted a picture of him on a beach somewhere. I don't know
Well,
if he's in.
I'm pretty sure he's down in Florida.
So maybe that's why they won. For some reason, Anthony, wherever he follows this team, either it's in Montreal or stateside in Florida, for some reason they freaking win every time he he freaking follows them. So, a question for everybody. I mean, I think Team Canada made their selection before tonight's game, but after this game, like I'm pretty certain if it's revealed that Nick Suzuki does not get selected for Team Canada, I think the Montreal Canadiens fan base is gonna lose their shit. They're gonna lose their freaking minds, Chris.
I think Fanatics also stands to lose a little bit of money on the marketing material, not the marketing material, but the fan stuff. So I think he'll make the team. There are a lot of guys that are projecting him third line center.
Mm-hmm.
All signs are pointing to Nick Suzuki making the team. But yes, to your point, should it not go through, then we got a problem here. We got a mini. It's not going to be the Richard riot. It's going to be the Suzuki riot over here in Montreal.
Oh my god! Yeah, that never happened where cop cars were burnt.
Never
during
Here?
during a playoff victory in 2008, I believe, when the Canadiens beat.
We are not inciting any
No.
stupidity, by the way, just to make this perfectly clear for anybody who wants to
No.
try reading between the lines. It's not that.
No, it's there's never any stupid hooligans in this city, but no, like Chris said, obviously we're not promoting that bullshit. Yeah, this was a game that we needed Nick Suzuki to prove, to show that he's not hurt, he's not in a rut or whatever. Have you call it whatever you will, but not this. This was that Cole Caulfield goal too, though. My God, that after that second goal by Reinhardt, it looked like Cole was like, you know, remember those Carey Price memes when nobody could score, and it was actually a French meme where there's a picture of him with the puck. He's like, "Je m'en vais scorer, tabarnak."
Yeah, skating out of the net when the Minnesota player fell in the shootout.
Yeah, I think it was Setaguchi when he slipped and fell during the shootout. Price comes out. There's a picture of that. But I feel like Cole was like, all right, obviously not in French, but still, let's pretend he was thinking in French here. Like, tabarnak, like, I'm going to go score this goal. Like, he really was on a mission that shift.
I'm happy because his hands have been outstanding. He scored 2 outstanding goals in the past calendar week, if you will. One against Boston, and then tonight just deked the pants off of Swayman last week, and then this week it was just tonight was a spectacular deke. Walked around, just the patience. Goaltender opened up and 5-hole right in. Beautiful. Honestly, Cole. This guy, I think, could already be closer to 30 goals if he didn't have some of the broken sticks. And by the way, that's a whole other topic of conversation.
Jesus Christ,
I
man.
don't know who's
Can't believe
tampering
it.
with the Canadian sticks, but these are breaking at an unprecedented rate. It's very strange, to say the least. But with that said, yeah, Cole Caulfield, look, I'm hoping that he has a little bit more puck luck in the second half of the year, because I definitely think he will crack that 40 goal mark if it continues as such. I mean, he's already on pace to do so, but like I really think he blows past the 40 goal mark as long as he has a little bit more luck,
I
hits a
hope
few
so.
less pokes, breaks a few less sticks, and gets a few more shots on net. That's going to be a guaranteed 40. The other guy too, worth. Oh,
what were you gonna say? Sorry.
I was gonna say, again, he continues to impress me, and it's 3 games now. Boston, then Tampa, and even Florida tonight, these are physical games. He's playing
Mhm.
with the big boys, and again, Ivan Demidov, not
Yeah,
disappearing. Not
yeah,
I
yeah.
really feel like in these past 3 games, I really feel that there's been somewhat of a certain consistency, and there's also been like he hasn't been disappearing. He's still, again, repeating broken record. He still has to work on that physicality maybe a little bit, but I think he's already doing a better job. The other thing too is folks just wait for this kid to get his one-timers in
Oh
line.
my god.
When
Oh
he gets
my
driving,
yeah.
oh my god. Oh my god. Anyway, sorry, you were about to say Lane Hudson. I just had to share that
Yeah,
thought.
Lane Hudson, another 2 assists, and, um, he's on a whole other level, and I think he's been the Montreal Canadiens' best player statistically for the entire month of December, and I know I've been praising Uri Slafkovsky a lot. Uh, I think the Molson Player of the Year for the Molson Player of the Month of December is going to be a toss up between Lane Hudson and Uri Slafkovsky because they both have been absolutely fantastic. I think maybe not tonight. I think Slav has 15 points since he didn't get a point tonight. I think he's has a total of 15 if memory serves. I did some research yesterday, and I think I remember seeing 15. I think Leighton Hudson was at 16. Give him another 2 assists tonight. That's 18 points for Lane Hudson in the month of December. So I wouldn't be surprised if Lane Hudson now, like the night after the Tampa Bay loss, I was convinced that the Molson Player of the Month of December was going to Slavkovsky, but now I might be switching to Lane Hudson because he's just been an absolute. I can't describe what this kid is on defense, and you mentioned Demidov before. Like it's going to be like that next season, and then the season after of Ivan Demidov. I mean, just like look at the common age of these kids playing. Like Lane Hudson's 21 years old. I'm pretty sure. Uri Slavkovsky's 21. Oliver Kapanen is 22. Ivan Demidov is only 19, turning 20 if he hasn't turned 20 already. So it's that age. It's that prime age where you start at the ages of 21, 22, where you really, really, really start, I guess, playing into your body, and really you're starting to reach those
Coming
peak
into your
levels.
own.
And, exactly. And you're going there for the next couple of years up until the ages like 26, 27, even the age of 28. So man, I couldn't be more proud of Lane Hudson, but another defenseman that's been a beast for us. This is why they went and get him. Noah Dobson, man. You
Yeah.
cannot ignore what this guy has been doing to this team on defense and what he's been doing since he got here. But not just that. From the beginning, yeah, it was a bit slow. It probably took him some time to get accustomed to it. The month of December, like he just took off now. Him too. He's reaching a very comfortable level that, we saw him play in his best year with the New York Islanders. Like him too, he just stabilizes everything, and he's putting up points as well. Him too, another 2 assists tonight, Chris.
Yeah. I I'm just excited. Like you have to live in the moment. They say that one of the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
things and one of the best coachings I can give anybody is if you live in the past, you live with regret. If you're living, unless you're watching old Montreal Canadiens championships, but if you're living in the past, you're living in regret. If you're living in the future, you're living with anxiety. You gotta enjoy the moment, and it's important that they're doing the right things in the current moment to get to where they want to be. But when you see lines like, we didn't even as a line no, like Noah Dobson, put him aside, put Lane Hudson. What they're doing on the back end is absolutely insane, and it's coming to for everything that we had said. Noah Dobson takes a bunch of pressure off of Lane Hudson, even though he doesn't need it. But it's just they share the minutes. But then if you start looking on the offensive side, again, game after game after game, you watch Kapanen and Slavkovsky and Ivan Demidov cycling the puck in the offensive zone against the two-time back-to-back reigning cup champions. Like, who are these guys? I understand that Florida has some injuries, and I understand that there's
Yeah,
no Sasha
yeah,
Barkov, and I understand all
yeah.
that. We have our own injuries, and
Mhm.
at face value, we could evenly say that we're both busted up. But all that to say is these guys as like 19, 20, 21, maybe even 22-year-old Oliver Kapanen playing the way that they're playing, what's to come? It's hard not to want to peek into the future, and it's hard not to look forward to tomorrow because it's just so dominant. And like you're saying, you pique my own curiosity by saying exactly that. They're so far from their prime, and they're only getting into their comfort zone within the NHL. So we'll see. But great comment from Roberto Simoniello. He basically said Lane Hudson in the Norris Trophy
Oh yeah.
conversation are in
Oh yeah.
contention. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. It would boggle my
100%.
mind if Lane Hudson was not top 5. I think he deserves to be a finalist, but it would absolutely be mind-blowing if Lane Hudson was in the top 3, wasn't in a sorry, top 5 of Norris Trophy votes by the end of the year.
Well, with tonight, he gets. I don't know. I don't think they added his stats. I'm on NHL.com, but he's at 38 points. I'm seeing right now 36 on NHL.com. Add the 2, he's at 38. Anyways, he's top 5. I don't know if Evan Bouchard, are they even playing tonight? I know the Oilers played last night. Are they playing tonight, the Oilers? I don't think so. I'm not sure. Yes, they did play to. No, this is December 29th. December 30th. No. So he just surpassed Evan Bouchard with 38 points. So Lane Hudson is at number 3 for most points amongst defensemen. Cale Makar and Zach Werenski are above him.
That's
This
insane.
is insane. This is for an undersized defenseman drafted in the second round. Okay, Chris, I don't know if you glanced at our previous episode when I did with Zook, but when you have Uri Slafkovsky and Lane Hudson that are top 3 in most points of that draft class, of the 2022 draft class, you know what I mean? Like Simon Nemec was drafted second overall. Think about that for a second. And no disrespect to Simon Nemec. He's going to be a good defenseman. Hopefully it works out for him in New Jersey. But he was the second overall pick. Lane Hudson was mid to late second round, 62nd overall or whatever he, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is absolutely insane. How could this go down as? I think that goes down as the seal of that draft. It's just Lane Hudson.
It is
It doesn't
Hudson.
make any sense. It doesn't make sense.
I would say it's funny because I would say it's been so many years that I've wondered when the Canadians were finally going to get their steal. We had to endure as rivals, seeing
Mm-hmm.
Bergeron, I think, who went in the 3rd round. You had guys like Shea
They went
Weber who went in the
second.
2nd round.
Yeah, that
If
2003
you look,
draft, which yeah,
if I was just opening up the damn 2003 draft where we
yeah,
took Andre Kostitsyn.
at number 10. Yeah,
And I mean, there were
I
names
think it was
over
at number
there
10.
like, you know, Jeff Carter that we
Yeah,
passed up on.
yeah.
There were I'm actually gonna open this up
Corey,
because I
Corey
really
Perry.
wanna share a few.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, we picked
We could have picked
Andre
Jeff
Kostitsyn
Carter.
at
Oh
10.
my god.
Jeff Carter, Dustin Brown, Brent
Yeah,
Seabrook,
yeah,
Zach Parise,
yeah.
Eric Fairnoff,
Right,
maybe not,
right,
Ryan
dude. Right,
Getzlaf, Brent
Getzlaff.
Burns, um,
What a list, man.
Ryan Kessler, Mike Richards,
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Stewart had a dominant first half of his career.
Yeah,
Corey Perry. You continue on. Louis Erickson had a better first half of his career. Patrice Bergeron was in that
yeah.
draft. He was
45th.
45th overall.
Yeah,
And then you
yeah.
had Shea Weber. There were so many years that as Montreal
Crazy, huh?
Canadiens fans, we got to see these other teams picking up like these fantastic players in later rounds, and it's the polar opposite feeling. It's just what's up, what was down is now up, what's left is now right. God knows, because we have two hockey obsessed super elite superstars in Demidov and Hudson. We
Yeah.
have a great culture. We have more draft picks, and not draft picks, but we have more prospects, and I'm talking like blue chip prospects than we've ever had before. We're more worried about making space for these guys. We are
Yeah.
going to have to say goodbye to guys that we don't want to say goodbye to in order to make space for the quality that's coming through our pipeline. We've never seen this, but it's not only what we're seeing on the ice, it's what you're seeing in the locker room. It's what you're
Hmm.
seeing again at the prospect level. The like everything is being done right by this organization. We've had like this whole year has been one large gift to the fan base, and it's building up to something very, very special. But I mention this even more so because you get to watch Michael Hage do doing what he's doing for Team Canada. You're watching, I don't know if you saw Mooney playing for the United States. How many points
Yeah, he's well.
yesterday? He had three
Yeah,
breakaways.
yeah. LJ Mooney. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned him. Like he's for an 18-year-old and being probably one of the youngest in Team USA. Like you're not expecting him to be the quote unquote star of Team USA, like the Cole Isermans for instance, or even the Cole Hudson on defense, right? But he's doing such little details defensively and even offensively where it's you think about this kid, it's like he's doing this at only 18, and I'm not saying he's going to be a huge superstar. He's definitely going to be back next year for the World Juniors, and he's going to be, at that point he's probably going to be one of their best players. Like right now he's just getting a feel what it's like to play at an international level again, this time at the World Junior level at the ages of 18, 19, 20. Okay. And he does not look out of place, which is encouraging for a kid that's like 5'6", whatever his height is, 5'7". Like he's a small kid. He doesn't play small. Kid plays big. Kid plays big. So you're there wondering, like, my God, he's gonna be a star prospect that we love and that we hope to see in the Canadians. But you're there wondering too. It's like, where is he gonna fit? Like, where is he going to fit? We talk about Zorowski. We hope he makes the Canadians. There's a good chance he will. Where is he going to fit? Where's Michael Hage going to fit? I think it's a pretty obvious answer where he's going to fit. But if Oliver Kapanen keeps playing like a supposed second line center like he is now, where do you put Michael Hage in the lineup? Where do you put Owen Beck? Where do you put Florian Jacki again? Although, like, a Florian Jacki type of player, you know more or less what his role is going to be. But we have other guys too that are doing well in that particular area, or that they're drafted in hopes that they do just as well as a Florian Jacki, like Papanakis, like Tyler Thorpe, for instance. You know what I mean? Some guys are going to take time more than others. Some guys are going to be late bloomers, like a Florian Jacki. But I love what you said. Like, dude, we have so many guys, like especially on defense. Especially on
Yeah.
defense, look at Bryce Pickford. Where is he going to go on the right? Like, obviously, he might have a bit more luck on his side, the fact that he's a right-handed shooter. But does he get more of a role than David Reinbacher? What does the organization see regarding those two? I hope to God both of them make the team one day and both have a distinct role, one more offensive than the other, one more defensively than the other. But everything is slowly coming to fruition, man. Slowly, slowly, slowly. It's the we're slowly starting to paint the picture. Even though the picture is not finalized, we're starting to paint the picture for exactly what it was and the reason why they started this rebuild. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it started with Suzuki and Caulfield, and then it really officially started with Slavkovsky. Now you're throwing in pieces like a Hudson and Demidov, just the way they're playing. Suddenly, a diamond in the rough of an Oliver Kapanen. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you all this. Do the Canadians now more than ever need a second line center, or do they need a top line winger? I think the urgent thing right now is a top line winger compared to a second line center. That was the narrative at the beginning of the year.
Which is also cheaper to go get at the deadline, by the way. If they wanna make a little bit more of a splash in the playoffs, I look, it's a lot of pressure. Devil's advocate is it's a lot of pressure to put onto. Of course, we can go after Crosby. We can do anything we want, anything that we set our mind to. But we'll not start that conversation all over again. But you might not want to put that pressure onto Kapanen, but at the same time, you might just be able to. Look how well they're playing, and he doesn't back down physically, and he doesn't look like a small player, and he's responsible. He's honestly one of the most responsible. Like I'm going to call it as it is. I think Oliver Kapanen has been playing as good defensively as Phil Danault, and he's a
Oh,
damn rookie. He's a rookie.
dude, if my goodness, if Jake Evans isn't injured, all four of our centermen are 200-foot centermen. Suzuki,
Yep.
Kapanen. Now that you got Dano and Jake Evans.
It's messed up because I think the hardest thing going into 2026 is going to be preparing to maybe say bye to guys that we really love and appreciate. Like the question comes up often from the fans, "Oh, do we resign a guy like Anderson?" Personally speaking, I want to go into the playoffs with Anderson. Let me
Mm-hmm.
let me get that perfectly clear with everybody.
Yeah, 1,000%.
But when Newhook comes back, when Liney, if Liney comes back and he could deliver a little bit more on the second power play unit, I think he's got a little bit more impact than a Brendan Gallagher might at that point in time. And it doesn't have to be. It doesn't. I don't have to single out Brendan Gallagher. There's also Jake Evans who's out of the lineup. We haven't factored in Kirby Doc coming back either.
Mm-hmm.
So Newhook, Doc, Liney, then like it's already going to start getting tough
Yeah.
as far as the puzzle goes for who's going to be on the ice for the Montreal Canadiens. The good thing is that they are not going to be lacking anybody going into the playoffs. But God, something's got to give because right now, in my humble opinion, we actually have too many players
Oh,
that are good
when they
enough to
all
play in the NHL start.
when they all come back, when everybody comes back from injuries, a guy or two is going to have to go. Like I think they're going to send Sammy Blair back down, and hopefully he passes through waivers and goes back to Laval. If you don't trade
Joe Veleno and
anybody,
Sammy.
I,
Joe, let's
that's
who
exactly
are the
what I'm
easy guys?
thinking.
Who are the easy guys beyond those two? There are none. So hard decisions are coming, and like that's the other thing too. I don't want to go there, and I am of the school of thought that we have discussed over the past few episodes. Kirby Doc deserves his chance on the first line,
I want to
but
see that.
will management, if he does well, I hate to say it, but will management kind of strike while the iron's hot and try to trade him?
Hmm.
It might have like they
Hmm.
might be so tightly squeezed at the moment that the decision for Kirby Doc might have already been made. I don't want to see Kirby Doc go, and if he does have to go, well, God, I'm already wishing him all the very best. But I just want to see this kid succeed, but he has been so injury prone. If he comes back and he does well, I would not be surprised to see a guy like him moved. I would not be surprised to see
Yeah.
Patrick Laine with
Yeah.
with money withheld going to a competitive team, one of the contenders to play that power play specialty type of role. But like there, we are going to like my bold prediction: end of 2025, we will be saying goodbye to one of probably Doc, highly likely Line, even though he's a great human being, a great individual.
Hmm.
Love him here. Too
Yeah,
many guys.
something's got to give. There's too many bodies. There's too many bodies. Same thing's gonna happen on defense when Gouli comes back. It's a little bit
Yeah.
easier on that front because you could send Adam Engstrom back to Laval, which is totally fine. Pick up the number one role again on defense for that team. You're gonna have to figure out the goalie situation too. Anthony mentioned at the beginning of this episode, like there's a major question mark above the goalie position for this team again. I don't want to go through a three goalie roster again. I really don't. The last time was a freaking nightmare. And I think Anthony's right. And as much as I hate it, and hindsight is always 2020 after the fact, like we took some heat on TikTok when we said, don't bring up Fowler, don't put pressure. And everybody's like, oh, look what happened now, guys. Yeah, yeah, tough guys is easy. 20 hindsight is always 2020 after the fact. But if Montembeault is not going anywhere, if Jakub Dobish is not going anywhere, you cannot have a three goalie rotation ever again. The safest bet is to send Jacob Fowler back to Laval. You know what? Let him be the number one goaltender for Laval heading into the playoffs, because I think the Laval Rocket are strong enough to make it. It's amazing when they get Joshua Roy, Laurent Dauphin, and Alex Belzil back in the lineup. They're amazing again. It's veterans, and it's two veterans and one skilled kid for the minors at least. I think Jacob Fowler could use some of that. If he's better off playing the games in Laval, unless he's really getting majority of the games, and then the backup role is rotated between Montembeault and Dobesh. Not to, I think that's fine to me, because if Jacob Fowler's getting the majority of the games, well, he's getting the games, he's getting the reps at the NHL level. But if you're doing this three goalie rotation, one game it's Montembeault, one game it's Dobesh, another one it's Fowler, then no, I'm not for that. Send the kid back to Laval, let him get games, let him get reps. You know, that's my personal opinion. I'm not against what Anthony said at the beginning of this episode.
I'm not either. I think Sam Montembeault, like I'm 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 going dead eye and I'm locking in over here. And I actually want to go back to something.
Mm-hmm.
Just it was something that was, I think, was on the it was a guest on the Sick podcast. I believe he works for TVA. I am so sorry. I cannot give you
Anthony
credit.
Anthony
But
Martineau.
Martino, possibly, yeah,
Yeah,
I believe it was him. But
yeah,
he basically said, don't discredit. Patrick Laine has had some of the worst luck,
yeah.
like health luck and everything since he's arrived here. Goddamn Cedric Paré, that piece of shit. But
Mm,
that put aside, they were saying Kapanen outright stated, "You know how much Patrick Laine was like how helpful he was for me. Ivan Demidov came to
yeah,
town.
of course.
You know how helpful he was to welcome him in and make him feel at home here
Mm-hmm.
with his whole family on the other side of the world. Like Patrick Laine, when I say he's a good dude, he's
He's a good
important to
dude.
the chemistry. He's a
Yeah,
great dude, and he's important to what is building behind the scenes in the locker room. And that's why I just want to circle back. He's not a guy that we should just, hey, he's getting traded. Same thing goes for Sam Montembeault. I
mm-hmm.
do think that he has put himself into a position where that conversation is a lot more warranted,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know, Sam. It's 2026 might be very sad
I don't think
for as
Hughes
a
is
fan.
done. I don't think Hughes is done. He went and get Texier and he traded for Dano. I don't think he's done, guys, because he knows you could only have 23 guys on the roster. He knows he has 24, and I think maybe even 25 when everybody comes back. And I'm including Doc, Newhook, Line, and Gooley. I'm including everybody. You know. Okay, look, your Adam Engstrom and your Owen Beck are going to go down. Fine. I don't know if they sent Owen. I don't think they sent Owen Beck back down. I got to double check. All that to say is you're still going to have at least 24 guys on the roster. Somebody's got to go. Unless if they're not doing trades, well, somebody's going through waivers, excuse me, and it's going to be either Sammy Blais or maybe a Joe Valeno, maybe both. I don't know, but movement of players is not done, guys. It really isn't. So there's a lot more to come in 2026. There's the Olympics that are coming up. There's going to be a trade freeze, but I guarantee you, I could bet every dollar I no longer have in the bank account, which is a lot more than what I got.
Hmm.
Can't use is going to be working on deals, man. Just like every other GM during the Olympics, they're going to be working on deals. When the Olympics are done, before trade deadline, GMs are going to pull triggers.
Yep. And don't
It's going to
forget, look
happen,
what
and I
happened
think the Canadiens are one of them. I think the Canadiens are one of them.
well, they absolutely have to be, Sam. The other thing too is look what happened at the Four Nations face-off.
Oh yeah,
Look at the number of
oh yeah.
injuries. Look at the number of injuries. Like teams are also going to be forced. I don't want to bring upon bad luck for anybody, but if they play as hard as they played,
Knock on
I
wood.
mean, you're
Yeah,
talking about four of the best hockey nations, minus Russia, of course, being there, but four of the best hockey nations facing off with one another. They beat the hell out of one another. And
yeah,
there were a lot of injuries, and there are going to be a lot of teams who are going to be in contention this year that will not be able to afford to just float off the map if one of their players gets injured at the
yeah.
Olympics. So, like, you're right. It's just going to be a crazy return following the Olympics, and especially with whatever goes down over there. But like the Montreal Canadiens, I think again we have our foundation. We just have to make more space. And to your point, Sam, I think to come absolutely full circle, the question is who's playing with Suzuki and Caulfield. That
Mm-hmm.
is that is going to be the biggest difference maker as to whether or not we are going to be making a, a, having more of an impact in the playoffs, in my humble opinion,
Mm-hmm.
versus splitting up that second line, which is absolutely thriving.
You can't. You can't. I want to see Kirby Doc. To me, Kirby Doc makes sense right now when he comes back. And Texier looked good tonight with the Caulfield and Suzuki. He had a bit of chances, but he's not a top line guy. And as much as we gave Zachary Bolduc some chances, and as a couple of times he looked good, a couple of times he didn't. Him too. I feel like he's a little bit more fitted for a third line role. And again, who knows if it's going to work with Kirby Doc? I just feel like we've seen Doc play with those two before. Excuse me, and we've seen good things come out of that. So you can't split up that second line. You can't. It's amazing how Juraj Slafkovsky is the link to successful lines.
He is the
It's
one.
crazy. He is the one. He is Leo exactly. So yeah, I can't wait to see what happens heading into 2026. But to end off this episode, we're gonna take a couple minutes to discuss this, and everybody else that's listening and watching. Well, once again, thank you. We ask you all this. Send us your favorite moments of 2025. It could be moments on the ice, off ice. It could be about the Montreal Canadiens. It could be about anybody else in the NHL. We're going to go through that. Chris and I, join us, take part in this conversation. Chris, start off. Many more. I got many moments. They're not. They're
Yeah.
they're not my. They're not my favorite. They're one of my favorite moments, but I have like a bunch of them. So, Chris, we'll start with you. Everybody else, send them in the comments, and we're gonna post them. We're gonna post them on the show.
So if we want to restrict it to this season, I think
2025,
the one
the year from
well,
January 1st, 2025, up to
but that's
tomorrow.
why if you count that, man, I really do wanna differentiate both of them because if you count the current 2025-2026 season, it's easy. The victory against Boston on the 23rd just was
Okay.
magical. That feeling
Okay.
that I had was
Okay.
absolutely spectacular. Also, there
That's
was
a,
the 5-2
that's a good
win,
one.
the 5-2 win against Toronto, that we
That was a
had, I
good one.
think, back in November. But the other obviously, like, that sentiment, the buzz, the everything, Zook ranked them wrong. I'm still gonna give Zook hell for this because at the end of last season, we did our favorite moments of the season, and
Yeah, of the
Ivan
season.
Demidov coming to play against Chicago and
That's
the
that's a,
energy that was
that's
there
one of them.
was freaking insane. And then of course there's game 3 at the Bell Center against the Washington Capitals. Those are the 4 best moments for me that
Mhm.
what do you remember of 2025? Those were just Demidov's debut,
Yeah.
game 3
Okay.
against the Caps, beating the
Okay.
Bruins on December 23rd, and then
Okay.
also really sticking it to the Leafs, uh, to date this
Okay.
season.
I'll give you my list. I have quite a I have one, two. Well, you mentioned two of them that I already have on this list, but one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I got about nine of them. Okay, but it's not in the order. It's not ranked. It's just off the top of my head. I think I got to start off with. It's not Montreal Canadiens related, but it was at the Bell Center. I think the Four Nations tournament. I just think as a hockey fan, it didn't get any better than that. And the Canada versus USA, the first game, even though they lost, just the way the three fights happened back to back to back, it really did good things for the game of hockey. And if you notice, if you're a fan of fighting in the game, I think that tournament really solidified, it's weird to say, the importance of fighting sometimes in the game of hockey. It it attracted fans. It attracted a whole set of new fans. You know what I mean? Like Americans who had no idea how the game of hockey is played. They sat down and watched that, and they were drawn in. They were drawn in not just because of the fights, but just because of the action, the intensity. There was a little political boost, as we all know. There was some political boost behind it as well, and we won't get into that. But it is a fact. There was a little bit of a political battle between Canada and USA. But at the end of the day, the game of hockey won, and because it was an NHLPA event, the NHL won as well. So, but obviously, nothing felt better than beating them on their own turf and beating them in Boston to top things all off. You know what I mean? Like,
The damn
it's
tea party was what it was.
well, it was just so perfect for the passing of the torch, the golden goal. Like Crosby, who will always be Captain Canada of our generation. And we'll find out if he's captain tomorrow. By the way, Team Canada is supposed
For
to
sure
announce
he
their
is.
roster. For sure he is. But it was just so perfect, the passing of the torch from Crosby to McDavid. It was so perfect to see Toronto fans what they're missing, how Mitch Marner sets up the game winning goal, the golden goal. And you know what I mean? All that's happening in the city of Boston at TD Garden. It was absolutely perfect. So I'm going to start off with the Four Nations. You mentioned Demidov's first game. You know what I mean? I think out of rookie debuts at the Bell Center, uh,
Ryan Paling.
Ryan Paling is still kind of up there as far as performance is concerned. I mean, let's be honest, a hat trick and the game winning shootout doesn't get better than that. But there was no significance that game because the Canadiens were not making the playoffs, right? Versus Demidov, fifth overall pick. Uh, the obviously the talent level that he's bringing that we haven't seen amongst the forwards since maybe Kovalev, and some are saying maybe even back to Guy Lafleur. But you know what I mean, the whole the shit storm about him in Russia, and they managed to get him out of there. Fuck that. Come home to us, and a debut for the ages. You know what I mean? Like that showed the future, or that showed to the Habs fans, this is the future, guys. This is who you have. Okay, I don't care if it was against Chicago, a weaker team. We still ended up losing that game in the shootout, anyways. But it was just I don't think any other rookie ever had a full Bell Center for a rookie lap than Ivan Demidov. I swear to God, I don't remember that. I really, really,
Wow.
really don't. So yeah, so you mentioned Demidov. You mentioned Game 3 at the Bell Center versus the Capitals, and it was everything as Habs fans that we wanted for the home opener of the playoffs. There were goals, there was actions, there was fighting on the bench between Anderson and Tom Wilson, which was absolutely bananas. Okay,
You
we
know
haven't
what? I'm
seen.
starting to think that the Bell Center just had a they're releasing like aggressive pheromones or something into the atmosphere
Well,
because
it's the
fighting
Bell
at the Bell
Center.
Center is a hell of a
Opposing
story for 2025.
But yeah, that's true too. No, but opposing, like, there's no better playoff environment than the Bell Center. Like, there's ask every player in the NHL, they're all gonna say, yeah, that's the one place we want to play in playoffs, whether we're for the Canadians or the opposition. But you know what? Even the game though, to make the playoffs, that game against Carolina, like, I was biting my nails. I was biting my nails that whole game. Caden Gooley stepped it up, man. 2 goals. And yeah, Carolina, you could definitely say they did us a favor by benching all of their stars because they clinched and they didn't. Fine, whatever. I don't care. Fact of the matter is, we needed to win that game in order to make the playoffs, and they did. And that was a great feeling too. I'm gonna go a bit off ice too. I'm gonna go with Lane Hudson winning the Calder. I mean, like, come on, we haven't had a Calder winner Montreal Canadiens since Ken Dryden. You know what I mean? So there was that. I think I gotta give Kent Hughes some credit too, because that trade for Noah Dobson at the draft or before the draft, like, to me, it's a significant moment in this rebuild. Saying that, yeah, we're gonna, yeah, we want to stay sort of young, but we're going to get a guy with experience and a guy that's very good on defense. So that to me showed the Canadians they're ready for that next step in this rebuild to really not hopefully make the playoffs, but like we're really pushing for a spot. And hopefully it's not that game 82, right? I'm going to throw in 2 things that happened this season, the 2025-26 season. I'm going to go with the Jackeye brothers playing a game together, officially, an official game in the NHL by the Jackeye brothers. I'm going with one of that. I thought that was a great moment. I thought that was so cool to see Florian get his rookie lap, to see his mom and his family, being there, and obviously it got emotional for them for sure, rightfully so. We couldn't have been any happier for them. I think the best thing was that I think when he got into the fight, his dad was flexing, and his mom was just like not impressed, not too happy about it. I love that. I love that. I love when he looked at her. He was like, "Shit, sorry."
Oh shit, better calm down.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing.
That was the
Uh,
5-2 win against Toronto from November that I was
it
saying.
was, yeah, yeah,
That's
it
that's
was.
why I say I should have maybe given a little bit more love to the Jackeye brothers, but that was again
Yeah,
5-2 final. You had Hudson scoring, Dobson 2 goals, Josh Anderson 2 goals as
mhm,
well.
yeah.
But yeah, what a game that was against. I think it was 4-0. Canadians just dominated that game and then beat the crap out of the Leafs as well. So it's just that was magical. Great
Which was
call,
always great.
and I
It
share
was
that with
great.
you.
1,000%. Uh, I might end it on this, and I'm having a tough time deciding, but I'm having a tough time deciding between Jacob Fowler's debut against Pittsburgh or Jacob Fowler's shutout at home. I'm leaning a little bit more towards the shutout because that's impressive enough. Where in just your fourth NHL game and you're already getting a shutout, like, it's already super rare. Even though Dobesh, his first NHL game was a shutout, but I guess oddly enough against the Panthers, but still, it's just we all know what Fowler is going to be for this team, what he's supposed to be, and why they drafted him. So for me, it was just a shutout at home. Something about that, man. There's just the kid was just like zoned in, and you just knew that game like nothing was getting past him. Like, he looked like that Patrick Waugh mindset, guys. Like, guys, get me a goal, and nothing else is going in.
That those are great moments, actually. I mean, between I think you did a better job of noting the off ice stuff, but like the Calder Trophy and the trades and technically not Montreal Canadiens, but the Four Nations was magical. But yeah, Jacob Fowler coming in and making those statements and having, strangely enough, like the most comparable statistics to Gary Bryce uh,
It's
that you
crazy.
could have
I,
ever
I
wished for.
couldn't believe it when I found those stats. I like this has got to be joking, but I'm gonna throw in an honorable mention. He's definitely not a Montreal Canadiens, but he is the greatest of all time. I think getting to see Ovechkin beat Gretzky's record was that was a pretty awesome moment. Ovechkin is my era. You know, I mean, in that 2004 2005 year, this is the year that like I turned 18. Majority of the Curfew Boys turned 18, so like that was like the year of like, my God, an 18-year-old like Ovechkin, like Crosby are making the NHL. So they're part of my generation per se, still our generation. So seeing him beating Wayne Gretzky, man, like that's it's special. It's actually special to see a record that none of us ever thought was going to be broken. And man, he's a scoring machine at the age of like 38, 39, and he's still scoring goals, and he's still keeping up with everybody, and especially Crosby too. I got to throw Crosby's name in there, but yeah, I got to throw in Alex Ovechkin breaking the record.
Yeah, no, those are fantastic. I don't think I'm scanning through. I'm just scanning through over here to see if anything else stood out, but I think you got them between the both of us. We got it pretty much locked down as to what they accomplished.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm very excited. But what do we have any fan responses
Oh, we
as
do
to their
actually.
favorites?
Yeah, we asked on Instagram some of your favorite moments. Uh, Dominic Rainville says, "Well, how about this beautiful comeback just tonight? Fire me up, boys." Hey, why not? Why?
Solid.
Why not? And Chris underscore Hawawini said Demidov first 2 points, and in the words of Zook, he says jizz.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think for a lot of Habs fans, that Demidov debut is top of the list. I would
It's
say.
because the expectations were like there. And if you're
Hmm.
watching on YouTube, my hand clearly goes above what the screen is showing. And somehow he beat it. Like he went above and beyond those expectations. And like you said, the buildup was a long time coming. And he finally gets here and he's getting, people are showing up at the Toronto airport and like
Oh,
the rookie laugh, everything about him coming here. He had the weight of the world on his shoulders, and my
hmm.
God, like the first, I don't know if it was technically the first time he touched the puck, but if it wasn't the first, I'd go back again and watch it. But I believe it was the second time the kid touched the puck,
Yeah,
he had an
yeah, it was the
assist
second time. Yeah,
on Alex Newhook's goal,
yeah,
which Alex Newhook, if you guys remember, was barely scoring, so it was a miracle in itself.
it's
And
true. It's true.
he had his Demidov had his ankles breaking, seemingly. Like you're looking and you're just going, how is he skating in the direction that he is? And then next thing you know, just Mike Matheson pitching it down the ice and him reading the play, like,
Yeah,
and big slap, quick D puts it in the net. Like I can hear the call in my head at any given moment in time. It's locked into memory. It was just something that was so special, and we've been waiting such a long time for this. There's a lot going on family wise right now, but I could even say we come from a crazy hockey family.
hmm,
Talk about it with my respective parents. Oh, how'd you like this play? What'd you like? But like my future mother-in-law is literally starting to cut out like newspaper clippings and read articles
oh, no way.
on the Montreal Canadiens, and like it's coming. It's genuinely coming. People are so excited by these young kids and what they're doing. She asked me to go down go down like and when we were visiting and go explain why Sam Montembeault was being sent here and what was going like
Oh wow.
genuinely taking
Okay.
an interest. It's
Okay.
fun. It's really fun and like
Oh
there
yeah.
there there hasn't been there for them for that generation. She's in her late 60s. They got to see the
Yeah.
best of the
Lucky.
1970s. They got the
Um,
best of the best, and it seems as though a lot of people are finally tuning back in,
mhm.
knowing damn well what's coming.
Oh, 1,000%. Did you see throughout the week him and Demidov and Lane Hudson? They were just skating at that outdoor rink in NDG. You know what I
You
mean?
know
Like
what?
just that
Put
alone.
that onto the list. Put that onto the
Yeah.
list of my favorite moments. I had this
Yeah.
conversation
Yeah.
with you guys off air, but that was the moment where you're just like, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, guys. It's been a really tough, really long week. I know it's holiday season, but personal matters. So I apologize if I'm repeating this, but for those who haven't heard it or if I haven't said it, you look at a guy like Sidney Crosby. Sidney Crosby never really had much of a life off the ice other than training and prepping for hockey. And
Mhm.
that's what made him the best for 2 decades. He is arguably the best hockey player of all time. And to have I don't wanna say to sacrifice his social life with all the money in the world, all the fame, everything, this man chose to consistently focus on hockey, and he single-handedly, yes, he had Latin, he had Marc-Andre Fleury, he had Evgeny Malkin with him, but this man single-handedly dragged the troops into the battle and forced everybody on the team to be that much better, and he was hockey obsessed. You take that story of him going up to Mont Tremblant, placing
Yeah.
a boot on the ice, and practicing his skates, himself skating out from behind the net because he didn't like his personal breakout from behind the net on one particular side. That is the difference maker that brought about 3 Stanley Cups for the Pittsburgh Penguins since he's been playing here. And I'm seeing that same type of attitude and that same type of desire from both Lane Hudson and Ivan Demidov. And that in itself, they could be anywhere.
Mhm.
These guys, whether you want to talk about companionship, a female companionship, whether you want to talk about going to the most exclusive places here in Montreal, whether you want to talk about being invited to, Quebec celebrity homes or that of their teammates, what did they choose to do on Christmas Day after? And this was Lane Hudson who went on the 24th first after
Yeah.
beating Boston.
Mhm.
He just finished playing a huge game in Boston on the 23rd, and on the 24th he's out on the ice, and on the 25th Ivan Demidov's like, screw you, I'm coming, like, I'm coming there too. That's what is going to put us over the top, and that is Sammy, I'm so happy you said it. That is one of the most important signs and important things that has happened with the Montreal Canadiens. As stupid as it sounds, that is exactly what it's going to take to win the silverware and win the cup at the end of the year. These guys have the right attitude, and that was a magical Christmas
Mhm.
moment.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000%. I can't say it any better. But to me, though, it just shows that they're they're hockey fans. Though it to them, it's and while they're young and hungry and just at the start of their career, they love the sport. They love the game of hockey, but it also shows they love being part of this community and playing for that crest and what it means to an entire city and an entire fan base that pretty much an entire province. So to them, I think it just felt like they weren't the what I think about when I look at those videos that they're not Lane Hudson or Ivan Demidov, the hockey players. They're just Lane Hudson or Ivan Demidov, just kids that love to play hockey. Like I don't think they were there, not even close. They're thinking that like, oh, we're stars of the city. It's like no, it's like, hey, you know what?
Well,
Let's go have fun and let's go be kids again. You know what I mean?
the
That
reason
that's pretty much what it was.
the proof is there because was there a single Montreal Canadiens camera man there? No. Was there
No,
a
it was just
professional photographer?
it was
No.
just fans with their phones. That's all. That's
There
all.
you go. There
That's
you
all
go.
it
For the
was.
love of the game.
Yeah, dude, boom, perfect. That's how we're gonna end this episode. For the love of the game, that was a good movie, by the way. Um, yeah, no, that's like Robert said earlier. More players should do that. Yeah, 1,000%. It's some players feel comfortable going out in public, some don't, and that's okay to each their own. But man, how could you not love seeing that? And like they made those kids that were there that got to play with them, they made their day, they made their Christmas, they made their holiday, probably even made their year. So I mean, it's moments like that, Chris, and I think on personal levels, you and I know the importance of life being short. It's moments like that, like, man, if there's something you want to do, go do it. Like, what I mean, it makes things sweet in less fun times. And I know you and I know what we're talking about. That we're gonna end it at that.
I got Sam. There's, I don't want to put all the credit onto the kids back, but like I said, it was a tough week. Just to not go into details, there was a loss in the family, and a sudden one, and brutal. But my hockey stick is sitting there in the corner. My skates are ready to go. When you get onto that ice, you're kind of
Hey,
free.
forget
You
about it.
you forget about it, and it's therapeutic. And yeah, I'll be there tomorrow.
Let me know where. I'll probably join you.
There you go.
Awesome. Awesome. Any last words before we wrap up 2025? My God, it's the end. This is the last episode of 2025. I can't believe it. If not, don't forget Canada plays tomorrow against, oh my God, who are they playing against? I had it here and I completely forgot. I know they play at 8:30, but they are playing against Finland. Oh, that's gonna be a good game. USA
Santos.
versus USA versus Sweden at 6 o'clock. The game before. Yeah. Oh man, I hope these kids bring back the gold, like Robert just said. Go Canada for gold. Yeah, we got to keep rooting the boys, Michael Hage and all of Canada. We definitely need the gold. We haven't gotten one in the past two tournaments. So everybody, honestly, have a good end of the year. Be safe. Be careful out there. Hug your loved ones tight. Like Chris and I, we've had a week. We've had quite a week. Friends of ours have lost loved ones too, and it's been happening frequently. So you never know. If you have a New Year's resolution, stick with it. If you don't, that's okay too. Don't worry about it. You'll figure it out. Just keep grinding it out. Whatever it is your goals are for 2026 and onwards, go get it. Go get it. Don't stop the grind. The grind never stops. Don't quit. Don't give up. Listen, we're not motivational speakers, but happy New Year to all of you. Robert, don't eat too much. Yeah, you're telling two Italians not to eat too much. Come on. Who are you kidding?
We try every
All,
year. We try every celebration. Never works. Never.
all that to say, ladies and gentlemen, don't give up. Whatever your goals are, whatever your dreams are, even if it's past 2026, just don't quit. Keep going. And honestly, the ones closest to you, tell them you love them, because you just never know. Okay, Chris, really appreciate it. 2026 is coming. I don't know what you have planned for 2026, but you too. I hope all of your goals, all your dreams come true. Like always, it goes without saying. You don't need me to tell you, but whatever your goals are, let's go get them. Even if it's a Stanley Cup, let's go get them. Even though we're not playing for the Canadians, still, let's go get them. And I can't wait to see the boys start off the new year, hopefully with a victory while they still on the road. A big thank you to all. Like Anthony said at the beginning, thank you so much for the love and support. Another year done, and another year is about to begin. And we can't do this without you guys. Seriously, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for sticking with us for another year in 2025. To brand new followers, thank you so much for discovering us. Stick around, please. The show is going to continue while this team keeps winning or losing. We're going to be there for you all every step of the way. The show goes on. Exactly.
Yeah.
Quick, name that movie. But yeah, thank you all once again. Please click like, subscribe. It is absolutely free. If you like what you see and what you hear, share this with your fellow Montreal Canadiens friends near and far. All of our episodes available on audio platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Follow the Curfew Boys on social media platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, also known as X. A big thank you to our sponsors, Les Délices La Frenette, Mike's Barbecue Rub, and Habs Cave. Yes. The boys end 2025. 3-2 win over the Florida Panthers in overtime. Thank you all so much. Hope to see you guys soon on the next post-game show. The Canadiens are back in action Thursday against the Carolina Hurricanes. Until then, bye now.
Bye now.
Good night.